In 1978, John Carpenter released his seminal and much lauded horror classic, Halloween. The film is regarded as a masterclass in suspense and minimalism, paving the way for a slew of sequels, prequels, remakes, and copycats. When I first watched the original 1978 Halloween, I admit, I paused it after the disturbing opening act. The simple, idyllic suburban scene so brutally slashed by the reveal that the killer of a teenage girl was masterminded by her younger brother, a boy by the name of Michael Myers. I had so many questions. What was his home life like? What led him to become a murdering psychopath at such a young age? Artistically, these were questions that didn't really need to be answered, but by God did I want to know anyway. I resumed watching the film, and by the end of the movie, I had even more questions. Where did Michael Myers get the mask and boiler suit? Is he alive or is he dead? Would Michael seek his revenge on Laurie Strode, the protagonist who dared to defy him, perhaps in a sequel soft reboot that pissed on the flaming garbage that were all the sequels? The film didn't really answer these questions, and so personally, I consider it a failure. Luckily, 2 films have come out in the last 15 years that finally answered those burning questions. Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween and David Gordon Green's 2018 Halloween. Were they any good? Yes, but which one is better? Let's find out. Rob Zombie's 2007 remake of Halloween focuses mostly on the childhood of killer Michael Myers. Michael has several problems. He has body image issues, he's bullied at school, his stepdad is a brute, and his house looks like it was rejected from Disneyland for being too cartoonish. Mr. Zombie wants us to sympathise with Michael Myers and gain a deeper understanding of his burgeoning psychopathy. Because, as we all know, a killer is definitely scarier when they have a motive. But motives he has. After dispatching his bully, his stepdad, his older sister and her boyfriend, he's carted off to a mental asylum and into the care of the only psychiatrist you could possibly trust in this situation. That's right, it's Malcolm McDowell with a ponytail. Rob Zombie makes so many good decisions in this movie, it's hard to keep up. Whether it's the constant use of unfocused close-up shots, the brown colour palette, but Malcolm McDowell with a ponytail is definitely a bar raiser. I could go on talking about that ponytail for hours, but sadly, we've got a show to do. As the first half of the movie comes to a close, Michael Myers, now a grown man, is not responding to any treatment. He's become resolutely mute and prefers to wear masks, which is somehow allowed in a psychiatric facility. Other things allowed in this psychiatric facility are yes, indeed, Michael does escape, and thus begins the second half of the film, aka the original Halloween. So, in conclusion, watch the first hour of this film at 2 times the speed, then stick on the original. Which leads us to Halloween 2018 is a Jason Blum produced direct sequel to the original 1978 classic. Jamie Lee Curtis reprises her role as Laurie Strode, a once plucky teenager turned into a PTSD-suffering survivalist, alcoholic and gun enthusiast. She is still, understandably, haunted by the memory of that fateful night all those years ago, when she battled the fabled psychopathic killer, Michael Myers. Her paranoia and reclusive nature are a constant burden to her estranged daughter and granddaughter. Meanwhile, Michael Myers, now living in the world's most hilarious mental institution, is visited by a pair of true crime journalists. With some provocation, they present to him his legendary William Shatner mask, in order to elicit a response that will move the plot forward. It works, and soon enough Michael Myers escapes en route to a higher security prison. Along the way he kills some people, attains a boiler suit, and manages to get his mask back. Good job, Michael. You would think that this would be enough to make a perfect film. A final showdown between 2 great enemies, both ravaged by time, imprisoned literally or metaphorically, engaged in an epic battle of wits and stamina. Fortunately, the writers knew that a high school drama was also needed, so enter Andy Matichak as Alison Nelson, granddaughter and avatar to Laurie Strode, an actor who excites and delights in equal measure as she brings the Instagram school of maybe I'm acting, maybe I'm not to the big screen. Her school life and friendships are the sandwich filler of the middle act, and I could go on talking about these 20-something actors and their amazingly distinct personalities for ages and ages and ages, but we've got to talk about the wild card of Halloween 2018. Yes, in a massive twist that is sure to temporarily shock fans before they forget it completely and move on, the wily psychiatrist treating Michael Myers is responsible for his prison escape, wanting to see him in action up close and personal. As we reach the final act, all the important characters converge on Laurie Strode's house, which, in a nod to Home Alone, is booby-trapped beyond the realms of known reality. 3 generations of family manage to trap Michael in the basement, just in time for Laurie to deliver the final blow to the legendary killer. Or does she? So, which film is better? Well, it's hard to say. In some ways, they're polar opposites. One of them deals in excess, goes in bareback and doesn't let up until it's done. The other plays it safe, doubling up on protection and pulling out just before the climax. Personally, I prefer Halloween 2018. It dares to be the same, because the same means more sequels, which means more pleasure for me. I can't wait to see what bold new directions the sequels will take. Will it make hundreds of millions or billions at the box office? Will they extend the high school universe to include even more 20-something actors playing children? Will Michael Myers kill everybody on Earth except Laurie Strode? All I care about is that it goes on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever and ever. Thanks for watching. Time for a walk. This is nice. What was that? Oh God. Oh God. Michael! What are you gonna do?
Michael! Michael, please! Don't kill him! He doesn't deserve it! Michael, he's a nice man! Probably haven't really talked to him, but... Michael, come on, don't kill him! He's not a babysitter! He's a critic! And he probably earns even less money than the babysitters! Come on, Michael, please, Michael! Put the knife down! Michael, please! Michael, don't hurt him. He doesn't deserve it. He's only a critic. He's a nice man. Probably. Please.
What about the future of the franchise?
He's not a babysitter.
What about the next sequels?
Michael, please let me in.
You can't let your fans down.
Just open the door and we can have a nice little chat about your life.
I can't do it, Michael. There's so many new stories to tell. I mean, the fat, sweaty nerds will be livid. You can't die.
There's no need to kill him. He won't do it. He's a nice man. Probably. Just leave him alone. There's no need to kill him. He's not a babysitter. I mean, don't kill babysitters either, but come on, please. Michael, don't put a knife in that man. Don't do it. No! Looks like Beauty did kill the beast.
If you enjoyed our video, be sure to hit subscribe and the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our future videos. Also, if you would like to support our channel and help us make more content, then please check out our Patreon link below. Thank you and goodbye.